Joining us now is Tara Gray, and she owns Gus and Grey. Could be Tara and Gray, but it's Gus and Grey. Let's find out more about her delicious jam. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Now, you hail from Detroit.
Yes.
Right? So I was all excited because the other day somebody showed me the hand, and that's how people tell people where they are from Michigan.
Yep.
What is it about the hand,
Well,
Tara?
Michigan is shaped like a mitten.
Okay.
So it is a peninsula. So you've got this, and there's the actual thumb here. So I grew up in a little town in Lake Michigan, but I live over here now.
Okay.
And we have the upper peninsula that actually looks kind of like a rabbit jumping over the mitten.
Understood. So they might say, I'm from the rabbit, or I'm from this part of the mitten, or
Yeah,
the thumb
they'll
of the
usually say
mitten.
like the UP. But if
Okay.
you look at it at a map, you can see everything. It's a very visual state.
So was it in that small town that you learned how to make jam, which is not jelly?
Not jelly.
Not jelly.
Yeah, so I used to can with my grandma when I was a kid, like pickles and peaches. She never did jam. And then in 4th grade, I went to Catholic school. We did some grape jelly as a class to sell. And I remember finally tasting that. And I was like a Welch's kid. And I was like, even as like an 8-year-old, I was like, this is not the stuff my mom is serving us. And it always kind of stuck with me. And I never really thought about doing it again. And then in 2001, I moved to New York City. I lived in Greenpoint for 11 years. I was working a lot of hours for a pretty big chef and just needed something to be a stress reliever. And I just had this memory of canning again. And I decided to try some jam. And I had no idea I was changing my life and like literally laying down a very sticky future for myself.
I like that. That's cute. A very sticky future. Even your hashtag is jam, not jelly.
Jam, not jelly.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, did you tell the chef that you were doing this? Did you say, hey, I have this little concoction. I was wondering if we could try it on a biscuit, or no? Did you keep it real quiet?
No, it was real quiet. I had to figure out how to get canning supplies in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Hardware store, in case
Good.
anybody watching needs to know. I went to my local fruit stand. Apricots were on sale, so I got a bag of apricots, looked at some recipes. I was kind of turned off by the amount of sugar that was in the recipe, and I was like, you know, I'm not using that much sugar. I'm going to have it, and then if I have to throw this out, who cares? Like, I wasn't that concerned about it. And I did that, and I gave it away, and my friends just kept coming back for more, and yeah, it's very time-consuming.
And now the name, Gus and Grey. So you're a Grey.
So
and
Grey
who's
is
the
my
Gus?
last name. So Gus was a cat.
Ah.
So Gus was a Maine Coon that lived to be about 19. He passed away a little over 5 years ago, but he was with me in New York the entire time. So his legacy lives on.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank
the
you.
smell, like I opened this prior, so, you know, I don't want to open another one because I don't want to like waste that little pop. But when you open it, you hear that freshness of that.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
seal.
We don't mess around.
You do not mess around.
And that particular one is one of my favorites,
Okay,
and I love
this
the
one
smell
is
of it.
strawberry cinnamon jam. Strawberry
little
cinnamon
vanilla.
jam with a little bit vanilla. One of them is called floozy. What is the floozy one? It's got peach. Wait, you have something called floozy jam. Peach, bourbon, and vanilla.
So floozy is our #1 seller. Peach, bourbon, vanilla. It usually makes people stop in the truck. I like to tell people I named it after my mom. My mom does not appreciate that, and it's also not true.
She's not a floozy.
She's no.
I'm from the Midwest, so I know what the word floozy means. I do. This, because I already opened it, I'm just going to say, this is mine. I've got dibs on this one.
Excellent.
But yeah, so how can people serve jam? You can actually use it as like a cake filling, all different types of things.
Absolutely, like the floozy is great on pork, on salmon, on chicken even. You got like yogurt, oatmeal, cottage cheese to bake, a lot of thumbprint cookies, baked brie is really nice. Like there's a lot of things to do with it versus, you know, just toast. There's nothing wrong with toast. I love toast.
Yeah, toast is
but,
good.
you know, we do some like funky savory things too, like sandwiches. I mean, you can do.
What should I put on the baked brie? Because I'm having my girlfriends over to the studio on the 20th. All right, and so it's like 10 of us girls, and we're doing appetizers, and we're gonna have movies on the big screen. We're gonna wear our jammies. So if I was
perfect.
So should I floozy it up? Is that the way to go?
I would floozy it up.
Okay.
If you're gonna do a baked brie, like the Hubba Hubba, which is a raspberry habanero, so it's like a little sweet, little spicy. That's good.
Okay.
We also have a jalapeno, which is really great with cheese. We also have a brandied fig, which is notorious FIG, which fig goes great. So you can't really go wrong.
I like your sense of humor, and I like your
I think
style,
I'm
Tara.
funny.
You are funny. I think you're very funny.
Thank you.
You know, and in this day and age, to be an entrepreneur, I think we need a good sense of humor.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes.
And what is the best way for someone to get your brand? How can we get this into the hands and into the stomachs and on the palates of all those you want to serve?
So we don't have much of an East Coast presence yet. But the website, just gusandgrey.com.
Great.
If you're in Michigan or the Midwest, we're in a little over 600 stores.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's really been a labor of love. I still can't believe that this is what I do for a living.
But it's what you do.
But
You're
it's
the
what
jam
I
lady.
do.
It even says you're the jam pimp.
I am the jam pimp.
That's pretty
yeah,
cute.
It's on my business cards.
And do you personally have a favorite?
So it sounds pretty basic, but the trifecta, the triple berry, it's strawberry, blueberry, blackberry. There's something so magical about it. And I don't eat a lot of jam, which is kind of funny, but every time I eat the trifecta, I'm like, oh,
I'm in heaven.
this is so good.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
One other question.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the shelf life after you open this? Should I refrigerate this?
Yep, it says on the labels,
Okay.
keep refrigerated. It's about 30 to 45 days depending. You know, it is low sugar, it is no pectin, it's no preservatives.
It's not going to, you have to understand, in my home,
Well,
it's not going to last 35
I
days.
hope that
We're
it
going to open up the
doesn't.
jar and it's going to be gone.
Yeah.
But it's good to know.
Yeah.
So this one is strawberry cinnamon jam.
Yeah, so
You've
it's not commercial, so it's not gonna last like a Twinkie. It's not gonna
Right.
last in
It's
perpetuity.
small batch goodness.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I love that. Thank you
Thank
very much for
you.
joining us.
Thank you.
Make your holidays a little bit brighter, or your Valentine's Day. That's what I suggest. You know, make a home cooked meal, do something sweet, do something delicious, and sweeten it up with jam. Be well. Right after the cameras went off, I was just talking, and we had a really cool thing. We know a lot of the same people. So you do like these wonderful collaborations.
Yes.
Can we talk about that too? Because I think that's super impressive.
Absolutely. So I've got 4 collaborations going right now. I've been lucky enough to have some friends that have been very successful and some notoriety. So Chef Scott Conant, we are doing, Forget About It. So it's fig, honey, chamomile, and the proceeds are going to his charity of choice, which is the Child Rescue Organization. And it's just a fun thing to do, and it helps raise awareness and money for like a cause that he believes in. Keith and Evan from Bargain Block, which is on HGTV, it's filmed in Detroit. It's really great. They started their own initiative to help Detroiters that need help with roof repairs. So we did, it's mostly cranberry, little jalapeno, and I threw a couple of raisins in there, so we called Raisin the Roof. So we have that, so money's going back. And like Wayne Kramer from MC5, he's really involved. Well, his organization is Jail Guitar Doors. He was in prison, so now what he does is he sends professional musicians into prison to teach guitar and other things, so they're not, you know, they're not forgotten about completely. And then Mark Evan Jackson, you might not know his name, but he's been in a ton of things in LA. He's really involved in Detroit, so we're doing one for the Detroit Creativity Project right now as well. So these are just like great ways to raise awareness and give back to the community. And you know, I'm a jam maker. I'm not rich, so this is a nice way for me to give back as well.
We call it time, talent, or treasure. A
Yes.
person can share their
I like
time,
that.
their talent, or their treasure to make a difference.
Yeah.
So even though you feel like you're like this just lowly jam maker, you're not. You are a star, girlfriend. You are
Oh,
a star.
thank you.
And I thank you. So, and I love, talk about music. See this? Sounds like a little heartbeat. Oh. I know Joe and Will are both in the community. Did she really just do that? Yeah, I did. I was like, you can make your own musical instruments
pulsing
afterwards.
through your veins.
There you go. Positiveness and sustainability. Thank you. I just had to let her talk
I
about these
appreciate
wonderful charities
that.
he's helping. Be well, guys. Take care.